for some reason, there's a lot of Middle Eastern people in Canada.
Is there really?
A lot of people from Iran and Israel. It was just common.
How the fuck do you go from the sand to the snow? How does that make sense?
Similar textures. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the MisclickMedia podcast. Here we are on this Wednesday, May 13th, 2020.
Is that me or is that you?
That's you, because I'm not watching the podcast right now.
Oh yeah,
I'm tuning into the chat right now on my phone. There we go. Okay.
So it was you.
I just opened it up. It was you. Don't put it on me. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good to see some familiar faces in the chat room. Hope everyone's doing great today. We're doing pretty good. We're actually in much higher spirits than we usually are when we start these things.
I have a feeling I know why.
Is it because we're anticipating something that's happening after this?
No.
Then why? Express yourself. Oh, is it because we're drinking?
Yeah.
We're having some whiskey and Coke today to loosen us up a little bit before we start.
Whiskey.
As some people might seen from our Twitter post, today we're talking about a couple of things, starting with, I guess, Vikings was one of the main things.
Yeah, Vikings.
Before we go into that, though, I guess a little bit of, I know no one really likes talking about it, but a little bit of COVID coverage.
COVID updates.
So we're still underneath stay-at-home orders, of course. It's been announced that we're going to be like this through June, thanks to our government. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad because it slows down the spread of things. We won't end up like California.
Oh, man. Fuck California. I'm sorry. I apologize to anyone from California. Except I don't really, because you did that shit to yourselves.
California decided to open up their economy almost altogether, just across the board, allow everything and everyone to go wherever they want. What was it, earlier this week, or was it the week before?
It was last week.
Last week. And now they're under a 3-month stay-at-home order.
Yeah, they were like, you know what, I think this was a bad idea. 3 months, because their numbers, I think, skyrocketed.
They were trying to flatten the curve. They did slightly, and they're like, we're good to reopen. Let everyone come back in. Go to the bars, go to the movies, go to the beaches.
Just live life normally, and then...
Because of all the influencers out there and people who are just so super big social butterflies ended up wrecking their numbers. And, now they're back in the stay-at-home order because a lot of people got sick very fast.
Yeah, that was... They're fucking idiots. I just... Fuck them. Fuck
all right,
I'm just saying, like, you guys.
That's a bad example of how people should be handling a state reopening. It's just they're taking it for granted.
You see, you're saying it in the way I want to say it, but I just can't because that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, just fucking, as we've been saying over and over and over again, fucking just take care of yourselves.
Yeah,
practice the social distancing shit, and obviously California fucking ignored all that shit and see what happened.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to reopen everything and everyone wants to go and have fun again, like that's all good and fair, but at least keep the distancing going. At least keep wearing the mask, keep sanitizing often, and things will be fine. But they kind of took it for granted and ended up
set them back,
setting things back in motion for spreading everything. But on the U.S. side of things, this Friday, so it's like 2 days from now, they're putting into vote another stimulus package for the U.S., which is a good thing for most common Americans. We're getting some money back into our pockets so we can start paying for bills again with a little bit more ease, especially with people that are out of work at the moment.
Yeah.
They're doing an additional $600 too for unemployment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but, you know, I get it, because a lot of people are like, fuck yeah, more money in our pockets. But it's like...
globally for the U.S. That's kind of straining.
It's just like, because it's like, where the fuck? We're not just pulling that money out of our ass. That's like setting us far back. And I'm just like, yeah. Granted, though, as you mentioned, we are a little bit more stable than we were before, like during Depression times.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, that's still a fucking massive hit.
The first bill was a couple $1 trillion. I don't remember exactly how many. It could have been 3, it could have been 2.5, whatever. I don't remember what the exact numbers are, but it was a couple $1 trillion for the stimulus package we got back in, what was it, April?
April.
And then this one is going to be an additional $300 trillion bill that they're proposing. If it gets passed, then that's another $3 trillion that the U.S. is going to go under for bailing out essentially the citizens.
Oh man, imagine if America had a bank account and you just see that motherfucker in the negative.
They're opening up credit card accounts. That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, under China. China's like, hey, where that money at though?
Yeah, but they announced I think a couple of weeks ago that the U.S. is approaching Great Depression level economy crisis at the moment, and with this package, I'm sure we'll be at, if not past, Great Depression economy levels. The only difference is back then they didn't have credit, and they didn't have ways of like subsidizing some of the loans that they're giving out, and they didn't have like any infrastructure when it came to what happens if we run out of money.
Right.
Now we have all that. Now we have like safety nets and fallbacks on what we could do.
No.
So the U.S. can still stay afloat, and it's more like on the level of which states are more prepared to support its residents.
You're right. Yeah. Which Texas, thankfully.
Yeah, where we're at.
Yeah, we're pretty solid.
Yeah, we don't have what a lot of other states have, which is like a state tax, and our economy is very much based off of just like businesses. Mm-hmm. We have a huge oil economy. We have refineries. We have large warehouses where just shit gets made, and people are just, we have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country, and that's a good thing for us because we can actually keep working for the most part, most of the people, and keep putting money back into our state economy.
Right.
So we won't get hit too hard. It'll still be, here and there. But
Saki says billionaires should be putting their excess money to help the country get back on its feet, in my opinion. I know they won't, but it would help lessen the blow. Is that socialism?
A little bit.
That's socialism.
Only a little bit, though.
See, socialism is like a boogeyman for the American people. That Americans don't like the idea of socialism because it didn't work in other countries.
T-Tal, real quick. T-Tal says he's going to go to sleep and he's going to catch us on Sunday stream. It's a Saturday stream, not Sunday.
Well, for him, it would be Sunday.
Yeah, you're right. It'd be Sunday morning.
For him, it would be Sunday.
For us, it's Saturday.
Yeah. All right, T-Tal. Thank you for tuning in, even if it was for just the beginning. It means a lot. Hope you get some nice rest and tackle the day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, take it easy. See you later, T-Tal. But yeah, as I was saying, socialism is like a spooky. Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid of it.
Yeah, they are, because they're unaware of it, and the only thing they know is
communist governments.
Yeah, communist countries that have implemented socialism rule, and they're like, well, they're fucking commies. Well, we don't want to be commies.
Yeah, it's a bit of a scare for some people using the socialist economy.
Yeah, even the word socialism, they're like, ugh. What do you mean? What do you mean all for one and one for all? Like, what the fuck? No.
Yeah. But there is a couple of people who have been taking hits just for the sake of putting back some money into the economy. Elon Musk actually has gone on record saying that he wanted to take less money.
Yeah, but he's also under fire from California because he
opened up his plants. Yeah. Regardless, he even made a public statement. Of course, it's through Twitter, but he made a statement saying that he wants to open his factories back up regardless of what the state has to say about it.
Right.
And if anyone gets put in prison, he wants himself to be
to be arrested for it. And now Elon Musk, that dude's a character. I will give him that. And yeah, I get that his production wants to keep moving. And I actually applaud him for for threatening to move his production plants from California somewhere else. Because he's like, fuck that. If they're over here trying to like stop us from all this shit, they're painting him out to be the bad guy. Because it's like, oh, your workers are being put in danger and whatnot.
I don't see that because I mean I've worked in different facilities where there's of course a lot of people going in like I'll just say it. I worked for Amazon at one point. Mm-hmm. Great company.
I don't know if we should have named it.
Well, I'm not talking about like shamefully. Like that would get me in trouble. Except for I started bashing on it. But no, I loved working for Amazon.
I was like, we use an Amazon plugin, bro.
A lot of people like to say that they are like a sweatshop and they don't care about their workers and all that. And I can't speak for every facility. I don't know what some management is like, but the one in Houston, which is one of the largest ones that I worked for,
Right.
it was very, very monitored. Like, you go in and you're not even allowed into the facility without passing through metal detectors, and if you set off a metal detector, they wand you to make sure you're not carrying like a phone or anything like that. If they're that careful about keeping the secrecy of their warehouse, I'm pretty sure they'll implement a lot of health
and safety
protocols
Yeah.
when it comes to like sanitizing on the way in, maybe having people check their temperatures on the way in, all that. And if you put that into like the Tesla model, where people who are going to these factories are checked right before they enter, make sure they don't have fevers, make sure they don't have any germs or whatever by hand sanitizing, all that. Yeah. I think that'd be fine.
You know, it might just be me, but I would love for him to move,
and masks too,
his Tesla like production company to Texas.
Texas would be a good place to do
that
it.
Would be an amazing place. Like, matter of fact, I think after this podcast, I'm gonna tweet at him, be like, "Hey, bro, you want some place that'll assure you good workers, good Hispanic workers? You know, I'll send you my resume, bro. Bring that shit to Texas."
The thing is, we're not a big steel industry, so that'd be a little bit difficult for us. We'd have to actually set up the infrastructure to be able to handle automotive manufacturing.
We have a port.
We have a port, but we don't have a means of starting up automotive manufacturing.
What do you mean? We manufacture BMWs here.
Do we?
In Galveston.
Do we?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I didn't know we had a BMW manufacturing plant in Galveston.
Yeah, man.
I know is like Detroit's one of the biggest places.
When I worked at the port, we would get a shit ton of like cargo ships and containers, and a lot of them came from Galveston, which is a small island off the coast for everyone wondering.
It's like 30 minutes away from here.
Yeah, so we they have a production company for BMW, which is where a lot of truckers go to pick up finished vehicles straight off of the assembly line to move them to either testing sites and shit like that. So that was interesting to know, and I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, like where we live particularly, we have a lot of like commerce that comes in through the bay, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't see why not. I don't see why he wouldn't fucking move his shit over here.
It would be easy being like in the Gulf of Mexico to ship things over like across everywhere.
Then again, I don't know where he gets his parts from, because I know a lot of the things we get are like from Germany, from Europe, basically. So I don't know if he gets his shit from there, because there are a lot of like automotive companies who get a lot of their shit from Mexico. Which, if that's the case, they don't use a ship to bring stuff in. They use railways. They use trains.
It's just freight.
Yeah. So they use that. So I don't know. But point is, he wants to move out of California because of all the restrictions that they put on him.
It would cost a lot of money to move his factories.
His factory, yeah.
But I mean, if he's got the money to spare and he was willing to invest it,
I mean, the motherfucker doesn't even want to own a house anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else knows that, but he said he wanted to limit everything that he owns.
He wants to have no
possessions. Yeah,
he wants no
He's
possessions.
just gonna be a nomad or something.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
Could be living in his warehouses, sleeping in a Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, his motherfucking son's got a weird ass name, which, no disrespect, that's unique. But I mean, come on, a motherfucker who names his kid like XAE 812 or whatever. I'm just like, bro, you could do anything.
Apparently, it's pronounced Kyle.
Imagine the teacher reading the book. It's like, okay, I'm not even gonna try this one. He's like, I know it's Kyle,
because like apparently the X can be pronounced as Kai, and then the A or the X makes like a K sound, and then the AI can be like I, so Kai, and then the A12 or what the 12th letter of the alphabet or something like that. I forget what it was, and I forgot. Some person tried to decode it and gave it like a meaning, and said that it all equates to being like, Kyle.
He's got like a whole fucking like board up on a wall, like trying to connect everything.
He's got like red strings, like it's a conspiracy theory.
What does it mean?
I called it though. Elon did say that it was his girlfriend's idea or wife's idea to name him that.
Is he married to her? Because I know he said girlfriend.
I don't know.
I know he refers to her as girlfriend on a tweet.
It could be just girlfriend, and like it's like, I mean, not everyone has to get married to have a kid. Gene Simmons didn't get married until he was like 60.
Who?
And he had, what, 2 kids?
Who's Gene Simmons again?
The lead singer from Kiss.
Oh, didn't he have a reality TV show?
Yeah, Gene Simmons' Family Jewels.
Family Jewels.
I used to watch that with my dad. We loved it.
Yeah, that's funny.
This is a Jew rock and roll artist.
Okay, but has Elon Musk himself confirmed his kid's name is said Kyle?
I don't think he has. Again, it's just like theories that people say that people are coming up with, and it's just publicly accepted by some. There's I think a video of him being on the Joe Rogan podcast of him saying how it's pronounced. I didn't look at it. I only know is he was questioned about it, and that he said it was Grimes' idea, which Grimes is the stage name for his girlfriend. I forgot what her actual name is.
I don't know. I don't care.
It's a relatively normal name.
Yeah, but either way, California is being set back, and hopefully other states will learn from their stupid ass mistake and be like, whoa, okay,
take some more precautions.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as COVID-19 news goes. That's pretty much our biggest setback. The borders, depending on what they say this week, might be reopened. But of course, as we mentioned, extreme precautions will be taken. We won't know probably until next week.
I know we talked about it off camera before, but is the Mexican-U.S. border open?
It is for people
like
from
citizens.
The U.S.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So anyone who's from the U.S. who's a resident or a citizen can
freely leave.
Can leave to Mexico and come back, but like citizens from Mexico cannot enter.
Get a visa to
they cannot come in.
Right.
So only if you are an American citizen or resident, you can leave and come back.
That makes some sense.
Yeah.
Because I mean, of course, some people need to see their family for one reason or another.
Yeah. But because my family, my father and my sister went out there, and they stripped his entire car, and they checked him and shit, and they're like, okay,
make sure he wasn't bringing anything back with him, any people back with him, because I'm sure some people would take the opportunity to try and smuggle people in during a crisis,
right?
Because maybe it would be less under the radar.
Probably, but I have no clue. Bad news on Canada's side. They really don't want to open the border on our side, and even if they do, any flights into Houston are sold out until July 4th. What the fuck? How do they sell out?
So you can book flights in advance, and if the time comes up, they're obligated to refund it because of the statewide or countrywide emergencies.
Oh, wow. Damn.
So you can technically book flights right now.
How many fucking Canadians are trying to get into Houston? Why? Well, then again, Houston's a big ass city.
It is a big city, and it's also a major hub. Some people fly in from other countries to Houston. That's stopping in Canada. And then again, I don't think anyone's coming from another country to Canada either.
Right.
But yeah, no. For some reason, there's a lot of Middle Eastern people in Canada.
Is there really?
A lot of people from Iran and Israel that live in Canada.
I wonder why.
I don't know. It's just common.
How the fuck do you go from the sand to the snow? How does that make sense?
Similar textures.
Oh shit! I don't know if I like that joke. Oh fuck! that one sitting strangely.
But speaking of tourism, Hawaii. We were talking about that off camera. How you would love to go to Hawaii.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Fucking Hawaii is my dream place to go to.
Why is that though?
Ever since I was a kid, when I watched Jurassic Park, I was like, dude, that place looks amazing. What was it? Isla Nublar, right? It's like, oh shit, an island with dinosaurs, and it's so luscious and green and mountains and shit. And the whole time, because in the movie they say it was an island off the coast of Costa Rica. Yeah. So I was like, cool, Costa Rica it is then. And then as I grew older,
the research happened.
Yeah, and I was like, it's not. Those fucking islands don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
They're fictional islands, and it's funny because it's a chain of 5 islands in the movie, and they call it Las Islas Muertes, so the islands of death.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're not real. But then I find out that they filmed in Hawaii, in the island of Kauai. And it's funny because they have 5 islands.
Mm.
And I was like, that's fucked. Y'all call Hawaii like the island of death or whatever. And then I started looking, you know, obviously as an adult, started looking at photos. And I'm like, that's the waterfall from the movie. Those are the mountains from like the scene with the gallimimuses. And I started just kind of Google searching just Hawaii itself. And I was like, I love it. It's got palm trees. It's green. It's got blue oceans. So I fell in love with Hawaii, and I made it my kind of like life's goal to visit, because I grew up with this fascinating love of just how the place looks. So that's my main reason why I'm like, yeah, it just has an emotional attachment to who I am.
I like the idea of you showing up with like cargo shorts on, like a Jurassic Park t-shirt, a little banner and a hat and everything. You're like, hey, we're done. This is it.
Yeah, which is funny because in the island of Kauai, when you go visit where they film, like the mountain range where they filmed the T-Rex encounter, they have the log where the gallimimuses went over, and there's a Jurassic Park like sign there to show you where they filmed it. And if you go further down the trail of the mountain range, they actually left the set like the paddock of the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World that you can go see. So that's cool.
So you can see the giant like gates and everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Everything that they left there is still there. And if you want to see the waterfall from Jurassic Park, you have to take a helicopter cruise. And it's funny because it's Jurassic themed, obviously.
Oh, okay.
So they take you on a helicopter. They take you down by the helicopter. They actually land on the pad that they built for the set of Jurassic Park.
So it's got like the dinosaur logo on it, or no?
No, it doesn't have the dinosaur logo, but it has like a helicopter sign on there. And then again, they have another Jurassic sign to show that that's where
It's from the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then you can just hike
Yeah.
there. So it's pretty cool. So
it's a good Jurassic Park fan trip, essentially. I think.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, on top of that, I just want to indulge in the culture.
Yeah.
Like, what I was asking him, I was like, do you think they would accept me if I went to Hawaii?
I told Vincent he looks very like Samoan. He'd fit right in.
Yeah.
All it takes for him to just walk up and be like, "Hey, mahalo, brother."
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "What's up, cousin?"
Yeah, dude. And I was telling him, yo, if like a Samoan, a Hawaiian, or like any Pan-Pacific person comes up to me and greets me that way, like, I guess, is it formal or is it like
Okay, no, it's definitely informal, but that makes it more like touching.
Right, because
you address someone formally when you don't know them.
Right.
When you address them informally when you're comfortable with them.
Right. So if I were to experience that, I would just, my heart would explode, because it'd be like they accept me as one of them, and I've infiltrated.
I'm a Pacific Islander now.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that experience would fuck me up coming back to the States. I'd be like, yeah, I went to an island. I'm from the islands, bro. So
you're gonna come back to the stream wearing Hawaiian print shirts, and you'd be like, "What's up, brothers? You coming to the stream today?"
Yeah, exactly. So I would love to spend a week. Honestly, my thing would be like, dude, I would love to spend a month in Hawaii.
That'd be expensive.
That would be expensive. So help us out with the podcast.
help fund his Hawaii getaway.
No. Let's not say that. Let help fund to make my dream come true. Treat it like a Make-A-Wish without the
I'm dying part.
Yeah. Jesus. But yeah, that would be at that point, I don't care what happens to me. If I were to achieve that, and like,
you can die happy.
Yeah, I'll be like,
after being in Hawaii for a month.
Yeah, I'd be like, look, I got accepted as one of their own. I got to experience the culture. I got to see my childhood favorite movie set ever.
I like to eat one of those Hawaiian sushi bowls.
I've never had, like,
it's poke, something like that. Poke. It's spelled like poke, but yeah, pokey or poke it. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, or it's probably got like an accent on it or
Maybe.
something. I don't know.
It's just a bowl of like
I want to try spam.
rice. We have spam in the States.
I mean, like genuine.
Genuine from the motherland.
Yeah.
Spam. No,
I want to see what they do with it.
they just fry it on a skillet.
There you go. I want to witness that, bro. That's like the same reason why people go to like, what is it called? Hibachi or whatever, or
Hibachi.
yeah.
To watch them just cook it.
Yeah.
That's
like,
that's a whole
that's the
show though. You can go to a
experience.
Denny's and have that done for you. It's the same thing.
Nah, dog. It's not the same.
They're still not gonna cook it in front of you.
You're
Or you
on
think-
an island.
You think there's
bro.
gonna be a hibachi grill where they're like, "Hey, check out the spam flip, bro," and then it's like flipping a spam onto the ground.
They're
You're
like,
like, oh,
yo, that was fire, bro. I'd never seen that in the States. Hell yeah.
just
dude.
like a rectangle piece of sausage hitting the grill.
the fucking oil. That's part of the experience. But yeah,
I think I could be misquoting, but I think peanut butter and spam sandwiches is a thing over there.
peanut butter and spam.
Yeah, I think that's a thing over there.
I don't know.
Either that or I got them from 50 First Dates. It's an Adam Sandler movie where he's in Hawaii.
Oh, they call them, hey, peanut butter cup.
Yeah, because he always gets peanut butter cups and spam.
Oh god.
And like the chef that makes it's like, you're weird, bruh.
Yeah. So
You're the only person that orders that. Something
Yeah.
wrong with you.
that's fucking hilarious. Oh boy, but yeah, I would, yeah. I'm brown enough.
Oh yeah. Well, they're browner over there actually. They're in the island of the sun. Like, they're like,
Oh, I could get that brown, bro. Put me in Hawaii for a month, bro. I'll be the same color as them.
yeah, probably easily
I'm
with the
gonna
amount
have
of
to wear-
sun that island gets.
Like fuck Hawaiian shirts, bro. I'm wearing tank tops because I that farmer's tan is gonna be fucking migging.
I don't even think I would wear tank tops. I'd just probably be shirtless because I wouldn't want to have lines at all.
Yeah, you take off your shirt, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Hey, the sun don't hit there. Oh shit.
Yeah, I feel bad for states like Hawaii where a lot of their economy revolves around tourism.
Tourism, yeah. Well, you could still go to Hawaii, right?
Because it's within the states.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you could still go to
But
Hawaii.
except I don't think people are going to.
No, a lot of travel is kind of just like
Yeah.
not frowned upon.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I feel like the extra like first of all, being at an airport is shitty enough because you got to go through all sorts of fucking shit just to get on your flight and whatnot. So I'm assuming because of this whole situation, it's going to be even worse.
Yeah, they probably have. I haven't been to an airport. I haven't even checked up what some of the airport's precautions are, if they're even allowing flights within the states.
I mean, well, not to dox, but there's an airport nearby. But I feel like that airport is nothing compared to the international airport.
Yeah,
Because goddamn it, when I went there, the last time I went there, there was something had happened, and security was extra tight on airports. Where I saw the security walking around with ARs, and I'm just like, "The fuck is going on here?" So I don't remember what happened. It was last year though. I know that much. But something happened. Something involving like airports. I don't remember.
I know. I'm not even sure if it was last year or if it was years before. Because again, these years are kind of muddling together in my brain.
Yeah, this quarantine shit is like, what year is it?
But
2020.
There was a lot of instances of threats and actual attacks on airports. If not last year, years before.
It probably was last year.
I think I know the one in France was a couple years ago, where someone took essentially like a bomb vest into an airport and blew it up.
Okay.
Not the airport, but like a good section of it.
Right.
And there were attacks in subways, train stations. People were just rioting all over Europe, essentially. And then there was a lot of threat from the Middle East.
It probably was a Middle Eastern threat because
I think maybe sometime last year was when close to about now, actually last year. That's when a couple of planes were starting to go missing.
Okay.
They were taking flight over there.
I don't know about. Well, I don't remember that, but yeah, no. There was something going on. And Saki, no, it wasn't when I was dropping you off to your flight. It was when you first came in. That's when that happened.
Yes, she knows about the flights that kind of went down or altogether went missing. There was a flight that was going over.
I'll try yours.
There was a flight that was going over part of the Middle East that went down, and the government ended up lying about what happened to it. They were like, we don't know what happened, and then all of a sudden, they were like, okay, we have the information on it. Do what you want with it. I think that might have been this, like last winter though.
Yeah, that's when she. Okay, that was probably it because that's when I picked her up.
Because that was when we were on the verge of war.
That's right. It was the thing. It was when.
Here's the order of things that happened.
Because the thing
a plane went. Okay, a plane went.
The Canadians.
Yes, but that was after though. That was after.
Okay.
Because what happened was order of business was a plane went missing at some point. It got shot down or whatever, and the government was like, "Oh, we don't know what happened to this plane," and they're like, "Well, we can review the black box
because they accidentally shot it down."
Yeah, and then they were like, "Okay, we know what happened to plane."
Yeah, that's right. That's what happened. They shot down the plane by accident. Were they doing No, they weren't.
They assumed it was a military vehicle over I forgot what country it was, airspace. And they were like, that's not supposed to be here. That's a threat to us because I think I don't remember.
They were leaving from Israel, yes. I believe, and then there was shit going on at the time. I think it was when
it was around the assassination of
no.
Was it not around the assassination of that one general?
No, it wasn't. It was before then. It was when something about the between Turkey, because there was this whole debacle that like the U.S. didn't want to help them out because the Russians were invading some fucking country there, and the Israel fighters or whatever, so some fucking militia group was fighting them off. And that's when our illustrious leader pulled our troops out of there to help, to not be a part of it. Which then the Russians took over the American base that they left there. So when that happened, the Israelis were just like, "Oh, we're in threat because they're invading some place nearby." They see the plane, they're like, "Oh, shoot it down," because we don't fucking know.
Turns out it's a Canadian Airlines flight.
And they killed like 40 Canadians in there. Yeah. And they were like, "Oops."
Yeah, and that's when I was saying that that's where I learned that a lot of Canadians go back and forth between Canada and the Middle East. Because a lot of them are either Iranian or Israeli or something similar.
Yeah, Russia invaded Ukraine because the Turks were the ones fighting.
Okay, yeah.
The Turkish were the ones that we were supposed to help out because they used to help us out before, and then our leader said, "Nah, fuck that," pulled out our troops from that base because there was fighting going on, and one of their bases got hit, and no Americans got killed.
I remember that now. Yeah, there was a rogue missile strike that happened nearby.
Yeah. And our leader, being close buddies with the Russians, didn't want to fucking blame them for anything. So instead, he just pulled them out and decided not to fight with.
There was a lot of rearranging of U.S. troops within those couple months too, because after,
he said he was gonna pull them out and then put them back in.
Yeah, and then that strike on that one general from the Middle East that happened.
Started at the beginning of this year.
Yeah, and then after that, the U.S. military was branded as terrorists.
Yeah,
a lot of crazy stuff. And then COVID hits and the whole world's burning.
It was insane. It was just a fucking shit show after shit show, because it was like, we bombed this general, and then the U.S. is our enemy, and then they're like, wait, it's not the U.S., it's the leaders, and then the fucking rainforest gets destroyed, and then
Australia's on fire.
And, oh my god, it's just all sorts of shit.
And then Australia drowns.
Yeah.
And then COVID happens.
And then COVID.
No, and then it was China riots.
Yeah.
Destroying China.
China riots.
And then COVID.
And then I think that's where all the conspiracy theories come from, being like, oh, China did this.
To suppress the riots.
Yeah, because now everyone's indoors. No one's out fucking, causing them.
Yeah, and riot. Again, that'd be very convenient if it did happen for that reason, but I don't know.
Yeah, we're
I'm not into the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, we're not gonna dive into conspiracy theories because, again, how you mentioned, it would be very convenient, but again, it could just be coincidence. Like shit just.
Yeah, I like how Magic Saki says no one could have predicted how much of a shit show 2020 was.
You know what's funny? I thought 2020 was gonna be like the worst year for me when
you started it,
because I didn't have a job.
Yeah,
and then all this just back to back. I'm like, dude, this really
sucks.
Yeah, this year is just like when I lost my job. We started brewing up this idea of this podcast, so it gave me hope. I was like, fuck yeah, like a project to just do while I'm out searching for a job. It takes my mind off of all like the insecurities of like, oh, I have bills to pay and shit like that.
Yeah. And
then COVID hits and I'm like, cool. Well, not cool, but like, fuck, it sucks. But now I'm not the only one
in the shitter.
Yeah. Now everyone's in here because a lot of people.
All of us need to burn together.
Yeah. I think that was the catalyst, was me losing my job. I'd be like, oh, this is it. This is what's going to cause the end of the world.
It's all gone to pot now.
Yeah, so yeah, that was it. But yeah, man, it's just all sorts of shit. Even before 2020 started, you could see that there was things lining up that were going to prove that this year was going to be chaotic as fuck.
I don't know, because a lot of people were hoping that 2020 was gonna be like a great year, because going into like 2020, a lot of like the memes in the community were like, you know what, 2019 sucked ass, but 2020 is gonna be good because we're gonna be living the Roaring 20s life. And people were coming into it hopeful. They were like, hell yeah, Roaring 20s, when everything was great and America was booming. Sure, we were going through a recession, but everyone didn't care. They were still out partying, make the most of the year kind of deal. And then they're like, you know, we're getting a little too close to the Roaring 20s here. Not only is a plague hitting, like in the 20s, but we're going into a major manic depression mode like the 20s.
Yeah, man. I just, like I said, it was just, I don't know, man. I had a good feeling about this podcast, but as far as the year goes, I'm just like, this is such bullshit.
What's good, though, is that we're still continuing the podcast. We didn't let that die out.
Yeah, we did. For a little bit,
almost a month,
yeah. And then we were like, you know what, seeing as how you and I are, you know, basically in the same boat, we don't really go out often. We're like, we could take care of this while our co-founder and our secondary host, Liz, you know, basically, you know, are
still working the front lines.
They're still working to prevent, you know, just. I'm not saying they're infected or anything, but they are
to protect risk against the potential of like cross-contaminating the set.
Yeah,
it's just easier for us to handle it.
Yeah,
and yeah, no, it's great that we actually came back and decided, you know, we're not going to let this project die.
Yeah,
because we just got our foot like in the door.
We just got affiliated, so we're like, nah, we can't.
We can't lose the momentum.
Yeah, we can't. So we do everything we can, and I know it's trying for a lot of people, but we do what we can.
Your only watcher says, little do they know a giant nuke set off and they're just doing this podcast to keep saying, yeah, like the whole world around us is burnt to a crisp and these are the last 4 walls that are left untouched.
Yeah, that's what was that one song
from like Fallout?
Yeah,
I don't want to set the world on fire.
Yeah,
I don't want to set the world on fire.
Yeah, you just hear that in the background.
I just want to start a flame in your home.
Yeah.
We're gonna get copyright struck if I continue.
Yeah, before we leave the set, we just put on gas masks.
I forget to turn off the cameras and you open the door and just like a rush of steam comes in.
Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, so, yeah, I know this year has been tough on a lot of people, but we're trying our best, man.
As each week comes by too, 'cause I wouldn't say each day, but as each week comes by, I feel like we're starting to like come to terms with not only like coping with things a little bit better, but also being a little bit more like hopeful.
Yeah.
Because I know when we first started off, we're like, yeah, let's go ahead and keep things going because we got the momentum. And then as weeks progressed and there was no hope in us getting out of this slump, morale started going down. I felt it. There were days where we couldn't get out of bed.
Yeah.
And where it's like, hey, we got to start this in like a couple hours. And then we were feeling sickish or whatever. And it's like any small inconvenience, we were ready to just kind of throw in the towel for a second.
Yeah.
And now, especially as of last week, coming into this week, I feel like I don't want to end this. I want to keep pushing to the next episode.
Right, yeah. And honestly, like, we, in our spare time, and this is a good segue for what we have as far as announcements go, is that, like, when we're not on set, we're at home, we get on, we play games together, which keeps us kind of sane.
Yeah.
And we document a lot of what we do. And through that documentation, we'll be actually able to put out other content, different content than what you see here.
Yeah, the podcast is kind of just like our normal venting out whatever it is that we think about what's going on in the world for the week and keeping everyone updated on like what our normal life is like and just kind of like random vomit thoughts.
Yeah, it's like a reprieve from like basically analyzing a lot of stuff or being alone with our thoughts.
Yeah. What flavor of of ice cream are we kind of deal?
Yeah.
There are 3 a.m. thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what the podcast is. It's just us to let loose from like, because we all have our individual stress. You know, like, I mean, I miss my fiance. She's on the other side of the country. And all this news about like, oh yeah, our borders closed. I can't see her. And it bums me out. And like, I'm at home and I'm just like, oh, you know, when you think about it, it hurts. It sucks. But again, I have that escape of being like, okay, well, you know, make do with what you got. I'm going to get on my computer, play games with the guys, make myself basically proactive by recording what we have going on and displaying it for everyone because, again, it keeps us sane. Because if I feel like if I didn't do that, if I didn't have that outlet, I would just be a fucking mess. And as you said, because of that rhythm that we have going on, I feel more motivated to come here every Wednesday and Saturday and be like, yeah, just let everything loose. Let everyone know what's going on. Talk to them. Connect. And then during the week, it's like, yeah, it's us. We game. We laugh a lot.
Yeah. And like you said, documenting, which is an idea that our second in command co-founder Julio came up with, was just document everything as it happens. And at first we weren't doing that because it's just kind of like, we got the podcast or we can stream or whatever. Right. But as of recently, and we're excited to announce that in the next coming weeks, you guys will see it on YouTube. We have been recording a lot of our gameplay footage of us enjoying some time together offset, and we have some great highlights from that.
That, you know, I'm not gonna say a lot of what we do is scripted, but we do follow.
Like my notebook is typically in hand on these days when we do the podcast.
Yeah, we're trying to get back into the groove of following, like, you know, like
an agenda.
Yeah. So we know what we're talking about. We know how to transition to one, but our gameplay is just pure unfiltered chaos, madness. So you get to see more of our, you know, because this is our chill side. We're just here to connect and chill and talk, but you'll see the more frenzied, like
manic panic,
just all sorts of unhinged bullshit from our gameplay footage, and I have a strong feeling that you guys will enjoy that a lot. And
can I say what we're planning on doing? Okay.
Let the people at home know what we got going on.
The first set of videos that you guys are going to see are a couple of different angles. I know we had some issues with filming the first segment of it, but I know that for sure you'll have my angle and Julio's angle of us playing The Forest, which is an awesome survival game that we just actually started filming yesterday. Yeah. And there's already a couple of gems in there.
Yeah, a lot of funny moments that we catch. And it's a great way of seeing how different people react to different survival scenarios.
Yeah.
And just spoiler alert, I'm kind of a madman at the very beginning. The moment you point something out, I'm like, oh, I can do that. But you know what I'm talking about. But
You're gonna have to see it.
I'm gonna keep it as a mystery for you guys to watch, because you'll start to realize, like, oh shit, Vincent's weird.
Keep an eye out on either next week or the week after. I'll be posting video footage of our forest gameplay, which is full of survival, cannibalism, and just mischief between us and the rest of the group. And it'll be the first time, the debut appearance of Emily.
Oh, that's right. Our other awesome friend from Wisconsin.
I actually forgot where she's from, but
Kansas.
Oh, okay, whatever. But no, and she's someone that we met online through these guys.
Yeah,
met them on Rainbow
Six. Yeah,
and then I was introduced to her later, and we vibe pretty well. She's a really good, I guess, addition to our little team that we have going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be fun seeing the footage of all four of us. It would be a series composed mostly of you, myself, Julio, and Emily. Maybe some other people thrown in here and there.
Right. Yeah.
But for the most part, us four will be starring.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. And it's funny. You will come to realize the different personalities of our group.
Yeah.
So
exactly where our priorities lie.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be a fun time when you see all those different personalities collide with each other in a survival scenario, because it's like you'll find out who you connect more with. And I think that's an awesome thing for all the viewers out there. So they'll be like, I think I connect more with this one because this one's not as crazy.
Are we going to have like teams and all that? Like different people split up into different camps and all that. They're like, no, I'm team cannibal.
Yeah, exactly. I got to do what I got to do to survive, chief. If I become a Wendigo, more power to me.
I think they even said that this game is supposed to be centered around like the somewhere in North America.
Interesting.
Yeah, they don't say where, but people have been speculating because of the type of animals that exist.
But a tribe of like an undiscovered tribe.
Of course, it's all. Of course, it's all like science fiction, but based off of the geography and based off of the kind of animals that live in the area, they're saying that it all matches up with like somewhere in North America.
I would say South America, but
they don't have white-tailed deer in South America.
This is true. They don't.
That's why I'm saying like it's somewhere in North America.
Maybe somewhere maybe Canada.
Or some islands off of Canada.
Yeah, probably. But who knows? Anyways, stay tuned for that. That's gonna be it's gonna be fun, and we welcome your feedback. And you guys are gonna like it. I have full confidence in that.
Yeah. And if you haven't already, we do have a merch store. If you want to check out our merch, it's available in the bio section, right, of our podcast.
Yeah.
There is access to be able to purchase these awesome hats that we have here, the MisclickMedia hats, which have a limited edition sign on the back of them. We do have also shirts, I believe.
I don't know.
Or is it just the hats? No, I think we're just starting with the hats.
Yeah.
We're just starting with the hats. Shirts and other stuff are going to be coming along the ways as we get more of a wrap around the whole merch thing.
Right, yeah.
But at the moment, you can buy a hat to support us, and that'd be awesome.
Yeah. If you're on desktop, you can just scroll down to where it says merch. Click on that little shirt icon. It'll send you directly to the page where you can purchase it, and you can customize it 4 different colors, and bada bang, bada boom. If you're on mobile, you just go to our page, go to our info section, go all the way down. Again, on that little shirt button, just tap it, send you straight to the link.
Yeah. And then for anyone watching on YouTube, we'll probably have links in the description to be able to purchase our merch and to support us any way you can. We do have a donations page.
We'll probably put it up here somewhere.
Maybe. Or it'll probably just be in the description, a little bit easier.
Yeah,
annotations have become a little bit difficult as the years gone by with YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we definitely will appreciate all the support that you guys give us, whether it's through merch purchases or through donations, personally to our PayPal. It'll all go towards the set into improving our quality. Once things get back up, we'll be able to afford maybe an actual venue or more high quality equipment, be able to get better camera angles in here.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Because we only have one camera angle as opposed to when we started we had 3.
I can also set it up till we have 3. It's just a matter of me bringing more of the stuff into the room.
Yeah.
And that's all on try. We could,
but
we should.
we probably should.
Because it's for the fans.
Yeah, we probably should.
But-
We'll focus on doing that.
Probably next week.
Yeah. So we'll probably not for Saturday. We'll probably get it set for
next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So for anyone watching on YouTube, this probably pretty much concludes this segment of the podcast for YouTube viewers. We're gonna cut here because we don't like putting out 2-hour videos on YouTube because no one's gonna really want to sit through all of that. So this will be our 45 to an hour long segment. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube to this part of the podcast. Hope to see you guys in the next episode. Thank you, YouTube, for watching.
Yeah.